is kind of related to curiosity. And it's a really excellent episode. So I really like how you've kind of looked sideways at other things. You looked at this word from a lot of different dimensions. I'm looking forward to reading the book.
Yeah, I think that's the joy of having that diversity of thinking in there, that things I wouldn't have never thought to include, by having two others with that alternate views, it makes it so much richer as a result of it. And it was an enjoyable experience to write and work with them in coming up.
Can you give us a quick sketch out of what the 7 Seas, a little play on the 7 Seas, 7 oceans, but what does it mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think coincidentally, I think we came up with 5 Cs, and then we were chatting through, and it's like, oh, and there's also this, and there's also this, and it's like, oh, 7, okay, and then that became the model. So it starts with context. So to be curious is understanding the context that you work in, the context that what is it that you're curious about. It then goes into community. So who are the people that are already knowledgeable around the area that you're curious about? Who are people who can help you on that journey? That then creates a whole wealth of information. So then you need curation in order to be able to figure out which are the things that matter in there, what's important, what's not. Then move to creativity. So when you've got all of this information, then how do you build on that? What's the spark that brings new ideas to that? And then once you've got those ideas, you need to do something with it, which is the next one, which is construction, because ideas in themselves aren't enough. You need to put those ideas into action. You need to experiment, try out, see what works, what doesn't. Then you need to apply criticality and also be aware of your own biases in there. So what might be skewing it? How might you be misinterpreting? So apply that critical lens. And in doing all of that, then that builds confidence. And the episode with Jackie is fascinating to go into how, if you're more curious, actually it can help in building your confidence. And that confidence then takes you back to the beginning, because as you're more confident, you can then be more curious and you start over. So it sort of evolved as we went through our thinking, but it's a nice model of how to look at curiosity.
Yeah, I love that. The episode with Jackie sounds fascinating person. Well, I love that. It really spoke to me. I mean, I have sat in those corporate meetings where fear often can be a big component of how things operate, and how she talks about using curiosity to sort of deal with that and create a mindset where you can be comfortable solving problems in the moment. That was pretty inspiring stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And you should check out the episode with Dr. Diana Hamilton as well. So she wrote the Curiosity Code, and she has a model for what stops or restricts curiosity, and fear is one of the elements in that model.
I always ask people on my podcast why they do the work they do. And you've been in the learning space for a long time in your sort of prior organizations as well as at Novartis. Was there something or someone who inspired you to be involved in learning? It's sometimes a thankless domain that we work in.
Yeah, so it was actually when I was back as an accountant, after coming out from university or training to be an accountant, and I got involved in doing presentations around software revenue recognition and doing PowerPoint presentations, burning those PowerPoint presentations onto CD-ROM, and then making them interactive so that people could work through them on their own. And it was like, this technology could be used for training. And so put together a plan for the office I was in there of how they use this technology for training, and found there was a team already doing that in another part of the organization. So I switched out of accountancy into what eventually became an e-learning team within PricewaterhouseCoopers, and that was around how to use technology for training, and that was what got me started. And over the years I sort of looked at what is it that inspires me around it, and I think I need to be creating something, so building something, moving something forward. And I think with learning it feels like there's a lot of things that we're creating a model, an organization that can really support Novartis, and building the skills and the capabilities across the company that can then support and help 800 million patients around the world. So that was what got me started, a accountancy software presentation 20 plus years ago.
And escaping from being an accountant, I like that's kind of a good motivation too, I think. Well, just one last thing on how do you think about the future of L&D? There's such a focus on skills and capabilities. There's such a lot of work to do in building a skilled workforce for the future. We've had this tremendous knock on the economy, on the skills economy. Do you feel optimistic that L&D can step up to the challenge ahead of us? I think I felt a real optimism amongst your team, and I hear it in you too. How do you think about the future of learning and development as a discipline and a profession?
Yeah, I think it's hugely exciting. I think skills are becoming more and more crucial in terms of the speed that skills are changing, and the need for people to have up-to-date skills, and for companies to be building those latest skills to stay competitive. So I think as long as L&D we can step up to be able to deliver against that, and we need to be constantly challenging ourselves in how we do that. We need to be constantly exploring new technologies. We need to be constantly looking at the data to see is the way we've done it before working, and what does the data tell us, and what doesn't work and we throw it out, and what does work and we do more of it. So I think the skills in L&D change, but the need to understand the business and build the skills that the business needs. If we can do that, then ultimately we should be playing a key role for the companies that we work in.
Where can people find out more about the work you do at Novartis and the book, and how do people connect with you, Simon?
Yeah, so I'm addicted to LinkedIn, so you'll see me regularly posting things on there, including quite often podcasts and webinars and things. The book you can find on Amazon, so it's called The Curious Advantage, and you can download it or order it now through any of the Amazon sites around the world.
Love it. Simon, thank you so much for your time and your work. Stay in touch, and please heal.
Thank you. Great to talk to you, Chris. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thanks as always for listening to this episode of Learning is the New Working. Please rate us on your favorite podcast platform, share us with your friends and community, or drop us a note at www.learningisthenewworking.org, where you can find a back catalogue of all our episodes and learn more and get resources from the amazing people that we've been lucky enough to feature across our 6 thematic seasons. Please, please, please stay well, stay home, but stay connected, and always stay learning. Thanks.